Whoa, whoa, whoa. Brian with the Let's Smash.
What's up, man?
How you feeling after the weekend?
Actually, I'm pretty good now. Little sore, but I'm much better.
Little sore. I got to spend a little time with you. That was nice.
Yeah.
How was the wife feeling after the half?
How you feeling?
Pretty good.
She feels pretty good.
A little bit sore. Not bad.
So yeah.
A little easier for
Yeah.
her.
I don't know if it was easier, but easier than it would have been for me.
She made it look easy.
Yeah.
Still trying to
The
catch
pictures make it look easy.
still trying to catch up on sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm so out of it. I walked in 15 minutes ago just because my whole schedule's been up in arms and all chaotic post Princess.
Yeah.
Trying to get my life back in order.
Yep. I'll be going out to join that fitness center tomorrow
Oh yeah. I just
after
just
work.
saw the message. I'll get you swapped up into some gym stuff.
It'll just be nice to not have to change the weights on my home gym dumbbells every time I need to change the weight. I got to unscrew them. You know what I mean? Because I don't
Oh,
have set. It's a real pain in the ass. So it'll be nice to just go and have stuff. Oh, I can just grab those. You know?
today my plan was to bounce back into it post Princess, and it was just the most slacking, tired workout I've ever had. Probably didn't need to go at 5 o'clock this morning. Probably could have used the extra sleep, but that's okay.
Yep.
How are the rest of my Princess people feeling? Who else we got on here that did Princess? Larry, I didn't see you once.
There,
Larry.
I finally got it unmuted.
You
I
you
know,
still
I
you
know.
still drinking at the bar at the
I wish. I think I had one beer all weekend.
one all weekend?
Yep, that was after the half.
Man, after you were having one before the weekend even started, you told me.
No, I did not.
I thought you said you were
I
hanging at the
used
bar. Did he not say that?
no, I was in the room. I said, but I could be at the bar in less than 2 minutes.
Okay. All right.
So you're hearing things again.
I do that.
I know.
We got a sore but okay overall. Girl, why does your husband
Well,
look so easy? She might be on mute
He's
mode.
a freak of nature, but I love him.
He is a freak of nature. We kicked off right next to their pace group and they got us going, but man, he's a freak of nature. The thing I don't get about them is how they do it all while talking and like yelling, and I'm gasping for air.
They have little games that they play, like alphabet games of naming different princesses. It's
Oh, I saw it,
very,
I heard it. They make it fun. We appreciate him out there.
oh yes.
All right, all right. Val, how you feeling?
Excellent.
Excellent. You look,
Yeah.
you look chipper today.
Leg is feeling better. I'm not at 100% yet, but it's getting there. And I ran the 15K on Sunday, so I'm a little sore. But well, yeah, I run 15K, so
We'll allow it. We'll
yeah,
allow you to be sore.
yeah. And my shoulders are sore from your workout yesterday,
I'm sorry.
so that's fine.
I'm not one bit. I'm not one bit sorry.
That's
Kate,
okay.
Kate, when do you come to my neighborhood?
Um, Thursday? Thursday.
Wednesday?
Yeah. And I'm going straight to Park Pizza.
What time is
So,
that?
I think I land at like 6 or 6:30. Joe and Steph and Dan will already be there.
They're doing the run club.
They're doing the run club. Yeah. And then I get there a little bit after. So,
Maybe I'll come meet after my Thursday call and have some park pizza with you.
I I think you should.
What are you guys running?
Um, the 10K and 5K for BDR.
No one's doing the half?
No, that course sucks. So plus we did that last year. So I'm helping Bree wants to PR her 10K, so I told her I'd help her do that.
Aw, that's nice of
So
you.
yeah, I asked her what she wanted to do, and it's achievable. So
Bree's beasting out right now. What's she going for?
yeah,
750?
no, it was something. I think I figured out it was like an 840 pace, whatever she wanted to do. I don't remember what it was for time. Maybe a 54 or something like that. I don't know. But I'll just pace her and talk to her and annoy her the whole time.
840.
I think that's what it was. I got to go back and look at my texts. Let's see.
I can't find it. I thought I'd be able to find it super quick. That didn't happen. I think we're on the verge of signing up. Well, I know Adam already did, but I think we're going to do the half marathon.
Are you? I thought
Yeah.
you were doing some other race this weekend.
No, I had somewhere else I had to be, but then it got canceled. So
Oh, okay.
I'm here for
Well,
it.
yay! Yay, World of Beer after.
Well, for those of you that were here for Princess Weekend, Monday was absolutely hideous. So we didn't get to do any medal photos. So Adam wants to go back after BDR and World of Beer to get princess photos at Magic Kingdom.
That's hysterical.
But we will. He already signed up. I'm
Excellent.
fighting the urge to sign up, seeing how my legs feel after another day. Because, like some of you said, they're sore.
Yeah, it is 54 minutes because an 840 pace is like 53:51. So
All right.
she wants to do, I think her PR is like 55 and change or something like that. So that's what I'm going to pace her at.
All right. I'm with it.
So that's the plan.
Maybe I'll just have you pace me.
Do the 10K.
No, I'm not doing 10K.
I paced Joe for the half last year and he was yelling at me.
All right.
he's like, don't. He wanted to stop at the water stop right before the finish. I'm like, you literally have seconds to make your time goal.
I would have had a PR, but there was a bathroom break needed, and 7-Eleven's bathroom was locked, and somebody had to beg.
Oh my
Somebody had to beg to be let in, but that's all good. Now, I didn't come in with an agenda tonight, but as we like approach the end of the challenge, I know some people are like, what are my macros supposed to look like? What should they look like, going forward after? So I just figured I'd give some insight tonight, how I figure all that out. And I use a different calculator through my app, but everything is, there's some calculators out there. And who's ever like you before this, throw it in the chat if you've used MyFitnessPal to figure out macros and all that fun stuff. Just throw it in the chat. Or yell it out loud. Yes, we got a yes. And it just spit out some random number, and you were like, okay, I'm just going to follow that. I wonder if we made much progress with that. Probably not. But a simple one you can use that'll be much better than MyFitnessPal. Like if you want to keep your journey going, you want to adjust. This is what I would do after I tried anyway. That's the right answer. So the simplest, probably closest calculator to anything. This is closest I ever followed a macro. So first experience. All right. Let's show the other calculator. Boom, boom, boom. Share. Wait, what am I sharing? There we go. This one is a free, simple one. Anyone can use. It's called tdeecalculator.net, not .com. Yes, tdeecalculator.net. Learn how many calories you burn per day. Now, if your calories are way off from this, like what I have them set out now, don't freak out, because I look at some of your other MyFitnessPal data and work from there, especially like when I'm working one-on-one with somebody, I take a lot more factors in. So this would be like the baseline on how to how to figure it out, and then work from there. I'll just like walk through a couple different variables. We'll use test subject A. A. Say I'm definitely not 210 pounds after Princess Weekend. That's what I went in at 208. There was some bad decision making, and it was fantastic. I regret nothing. So I may have ate all the food, but we're gonna enter gender, age, weight, height. This is the tricky part. Activity level. Sedentary. If I sat on my tuchus all day and did nothing, this would be my baseline calories. And I'm gonna just keep delving all over the place. So basal metabolic rate, that is what my body, if I laid in bed all day, that's what I'd burn. Sedentary assumes that I am moving around just a little bit, but I work a desk job. I'm sitting on my butt and I'm not really doing much. This is where things get tricky when you're figuring people out. Light exercise, if you're like 20 minutes of movement, 3 to 4 days a week, that's where I'd put you at light exercise. And going from sedentary to light exercise, that goes up by over 300 calories. Just that extra movement brings me up that much. Moderate exercise. So I'm thinking closer to what y'all are on. 3 days, 3 days of cardio, 3 days of cardio with 2 to 3 days strength training would be closer to moderate. It brings it up. Light was at 2664, moderate going up to 3003. That's a lot of flipping calories.
That's what it has me at.
That's what it's got you at.
Yeah.
I could actually use you as an example after this because you're a special case subject that we have other considerations. So if you don't mind, I could play with that.
Okay.
Use you as my testimony after we've used me.
Yeah.
Now, heavy exercise, because you were actually on my head while I was thinking about doing this. Heavy exercise. I strength train heavy 3 to 4 days a week, and I'm training for runs. This is closer to where I'm set. 3,342 calories. That is a lot. That's a lot of calories. You know what? I got this little chart here where I didn't even have to click to switch it. It shows the difference right there, right below. Athlete, we've talked about that. That is like doing 2 workouts a day. There are some people in here that, just because I get to see all of your data and I get to follow that, I get to see, I don't know if Melissa's on here who does Orange Theory at 5 o'clock in the morning, then comes home and does my workout. There's a couple other ones that run daily and then strength train at the end of the day. But you can see how quickly miscalculating your activity level could throw you off. It's 1,300 and change on the calorie difference there between a sedentary and an athlete. And that's why I like to check with some people. Like a lot of you found me through Rise and Run. And when we filled out the initial stuff on my app, people said sedentary. And I'm like, oh, what are you training for? Well, I'm in dopey training. So I'm doing 3 runs, 2 45-minute runs. And then I've got a long walk on Friday and then a Saturday run. You're not sedentary. So this is where things get tricky and you kind of got to play with things and watch how the scale adjusts. My ideal weight, I don't put too much emphasis on this one. It's like BMI, where I think that number is just a little too crazy. I have more than average muscle mass on me, so mine is going to be a little higher. Ideal weight, I would probably look at 167, I would look like skin and bones. I would be emaciated. I would have to kill myself nearly to get there. Huh. And then BMI score, I am classified as overweight. Awesome. Awesome. And not far from, if I go to, let's see what 215 does to that.
Annie.
Poor Annie. Let's see what 220 does to that. So throw me in, maybe 225. I'm having trouble getting myself in that obese range, but we're close. I'd have to gain 20 to hit that obese mark, but going back to 210. Now, this is where we got to go next. I do like that maximum muscle potential, 194% at 5% body fat. So I'm curious what I'd look like there. Kind of want to push myself to that, but that'd be a little insane. Most people have no desire to be 5% fat. So 204 at 10% would be fantastic. 213 to 15% body fat would be good. Here's where you get to play with it a little bit. Those are my maintenance calories. So if I don't want to lose, I don't want to gain, and I continue doing heavy exercise, nothing else changes, that's where I should be to not make any change with my weight. Totally disregard these numbers right here for now. That's where I'd want to be. Cutting generally will drop it down by 500. And that's usually the sweet spot and where I like to stay with people. Start at 500. At 3,342, I could very easily cut 1,000 calories from there and probably not even flinch. Like I'm not gonna be starving at 2,300 calories. It's a decent amount of food, 2,300. But there's gonna be a point where your body kind of freezes and stalls, and then I'm gonna have to dig the hole a little deeper. So say I drop 5 to 10 pounds, and then the scale just stops moving. I'm gonna have to dig deeper and dig deeper. And then 2842 gets closer to 2342 and then down to 1842. And now I'm going to be hungry and I'm going to be grumpy and I'm going to be hangry, like if you saw me at the finish line on Sunday. So 500 is a good starting point. Good starting point. When do you adjust that? If you adjust it with every pound, you're going to constantly be digging. And if your body, let's say, I know Michelle hates to track, so and she was the first person I saw on camera. But if Michelle is losing at this calorie number here of a cut at 2842, she's consistently losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. There's no red flag. We don't need to move anything. Her body is still in a deficit. We can keep that 2842 until it freezes up for a week or two. Then you could maybe take another 50 to 100 off. You want the path of least resistance. How little change can I make to elicit the most response in the body? Now, also bulking. So I just had actually a conversation with my buddy Karen today. Karen, I don't know if you're on here. I know you said you had a call. I don't see her on the list, but Karen was asking me what we do when we get to her goal weight. Well, we're not going to go to bulking, but if I wanted, me personally, because we got my numbers in here, if I wanted to go and start putting on muscle, I would need to take in 3,842 calories. Brian, how many calories do you think you were eating when you were doing like real powerlifting comps?
Well, probably 4,000 plus a day.
4,000 plus a day. So just the bulk you'd have to add 500 to your daily. What that equates to? What is 500 times 7? Who's good at math?
3,500.
3,500. How many calories are in a pound?
3,500-ish.
I like how somebody else was out. Was that Sonia in the back?
Yeah.
Thanks for chiming in, girl. Thanks for helping. 3,500 calories in a pound. So if you added 500, you should see about a pound of change per week going up. You don't want to, not that anybody else on here might, be bulking might be in your path, but if it ever was, 500 calories extra a week, if you're gaining a pound steadily, it's primarily going to be muscle then. You're going to have less fat mass added because you didn't go over. Anybody ever heard the term like clean bulk versus dirty bulk? No?
Nope.
So myself going
Maybe
through
in one of my romance novels.
who said that? Was that you, Michelle?
One guess.
I'm gonna sidetrack real quick. You read romance novels?
Lots, strictly Yes, I love trashy romance novels.
So one of our nice Run Disney friends, her name is Jessie. Her name's Jessie. She sent my wife a book. Like while we were there, while we were at the race and we saw her, they had a conversation about how my wife likes these books. And she sent my wife a book, like a romance novel. Oh, you're gonna love this. And I just said, I'm gonna flip through. I'm gonna flip through. I
Don't
think
do
it
it.
was like page
Unrealistic,
182, and I read a chapter and was like,
unrealistic expectations.
I'm like, this is what you're gonna be reading? Oh man, you
Tell
dirty,
your
dirty
wife to
bird.
read Tessa Dare.
What? Okay, Tessa Dare.
She's an author.
She's more into those weird ones people are into now, like the fantasy, like with like fairies and dragons and stuff too,
And orcs.
and orcs.
I get it.
All right, totally off track for a second there, but thank you. So that's how I would go about the bulking messes. Clean bulk versus dirty bulk, not romance novel. But in my younger days of doing this, bulking was permission. Okay, summer's over. It's September now. Beach season's over. That is permission for me to eat everything and anything in sight. I'm gonna bump up my calories by 500, and I did it with trash. And a lot of that turned into putting on unwanted fat and just unhealthy also relationship with food. It was like, oh, September 1st is here. Pool season's over, and we can just eat whatever the hell we want now and slather in like scoops and scoops and scoops of peanut butter on top of things. Sorry, Michelle, dogging you again. But I would go in on just some peanut butter and
I'm off the peanut butter. I put it away.
I would bloat up. And then I think it was like a year or two into being together where she was like, why do you do this? She's like, you go into the bulk and then you're not happy with it. So now I go into more of like clean bulk where I increase the chicken, I increase the rice, healthier foods that I know my body's not gonna hate me for at the end of the day. So if we do a cut for 8 weeks here, 8 weeks of the challenge, and you get to the point where you're like, I hit my happy weight. The question then becomes, what the hell do I do from here? Where do I go from here? Do I just stay at this number? I would not try to live at that number forever because your metabolism is going to downregulate a little bit. It's going to get used to, mine would get used to, if these numbers were all accurate for me, mine would get used to 2,842 and I'd get comfortable there and la di da. What I'd want to try to do is work more towards that maintenance figure again. Now I want to do it slowly because there's a different, when you start adding it back in, I want every little bit of it to go towards muscle gain. So now I've got this gap of 500 calories. I would start integrating. All right, let's go up by 100. Let's go to 2942. All right, no weight gained. Body fat's all looking the same. Good. Let's go to 3042. All right, cool. Scale stayed the same. I want to ease my way back in. 100, 150, 200. Strength level should be going up at that point. You should definitely feel a little more endurance. That's why, midway point, I said, how's your energy level? Are you tired? If you're tired, we're too low. I asked Val, I think that's a question I ask you every week. How is your energy level? Anytime her and I get on a one-on-one call is, how's the energy doing? Because what are you training for right now? As she sips her water.
The springtime challenge.
So she's training for another 19.3 miles. She's doing weight training. The last thing I want to do is go too deep into this hole. With her numbers in there, let's not call them mine, but if I had her numbers in here, the last thing I want to do is take her too deep into that hole where she is, my run sucked today. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I didn't want to get out of bed. She gets to be one of those fine line people where I got to make sure we're doing enough that her scale keeps moving down. Scale keeps going down, but she doesn't give me that. I'm tired and I don't want to, I don't want to do this anymore. But she's killing it. So working your way back between that maintenance and the cutting.
I would never say that.
That's because you've kicked butt so far. What are we down on our short time? We're like, I have to convert everything with her because She's down in Argentina and she likes to weigh everything in kilos, and then I have to convert in my head.
Yeah, it's something like over 20 pounds or around that.
Kicking ass. Pardon my language. Can't wait. I better see you during springtime. Don't pull a Larry and avoid me.
I
I'm
wasn't
not going
avoiding
to
you.
avoid you.
Larry, I was at that finish line till the end every day.
I wasn't avoiding you. I couldn't find you.
I'm
I don't know
six.
why. I don't
I'm
know
six
how.
foot two, built like, you know.
I know you're built like a brick of house,
Thank you.
but
Thank you.
you're welcome. I'm trying to keep it PG here.
I like it. Ooh, Val. Val, we hit 20 pounds exactly today.
Yes.
My kilo
Let's go for
conversion.
20 more.
I like it. I'm gonna push for like 3 or 4 more by springtime. As long as you still have energy. And
Yep.
and don't get it all back. Now I'm gonna pick up Ryan. I'm gonna pull Ryan up on my phone because Ryan's special circumstance. Ryan's talked about when did you start your GLP journey, Ryan? He's on mute. He doesn't know. He's talking to himself.
Sorry, 6 weeks ago, maybe 6, 7 weeks ago.
6, 7 weeks ago. Oh man, is it not going to show me your full profile on my phone? Psh, lame. 6, 7 weeks ago. So we've talked about GLPs before. They are going to restrict his appetite. How's your food noise right now?
It's actually pretty low.
Pretty low.
Even when I think I would normally want something, it's like I just don't feel like I need something.
Just don't need it.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want it. It's kind of weird for me because that's not how I've ever been in my life with my relationship with food.
It's an odd place to be in. I can't. I am tempted if the cost wasn't so crazy, just because I nerd out over stuff like this. I'm tempted to just, you know, push myself through that just to see what it looks like because I do have the cravings with food. Not that I need to lose anything, but I'd be curious. You know, there's a lot of people doing it right now. So what does that look like? What does that look like? I'm
And
curious.
and I'm not even up to my full dose yet.
Yeah.
So
So
I will
Ryan,
tell you though, for the first 2 or 3 days after I inject, I feel bad. Like I just don't feel good for like 2 or 3 days, and then
oh,
it goes away, and then I feel fine. It's weird. It's weird. It's a side effect.
see, I couldn't do that. I don't like tummy ache. I don't like tummy ache, but I threw his numbers in here. He's, you started what at 380 change once we kicked this one off?
This one was, I think, 376.
376. So he's down 13. He's down 13, but just seeing bigger guy, his maintenance calories are 3041. 3041. I feel like you're a little more than sedentary. We've been light exercising at least. You're getting more movement in than you were before.
Yes.
So 3485. Cutting brings him down to 2985. Brings him down there. Currently for him, I've got his calories at 2300. Reason, special case. And I know there's at least one other person I've talked to on here. She knows I'm talking to her. Yep, she's here tonight. Where these numbers, we got to play with them a little bit. I have to play with them a little bit and figure it out because Ryan's on something, and Ryan's on something that actively suppresses appetite. So for him to even try to get 2,985 calories in, it's
Cleanly, yeah, it's impossible.
you'd have to drink syrup because I think that's the only thing you get down. High
Yeah.
calorie, high calorie, and it's just too much. So he's got an appetite suppressant in there. We're about 685 away from the mark, but he's also got to remember He's got a little more to lose, you know. Do you have an end target, Ryan?
I mean, I 275 would be great.
275.
You know, I mean, I'd be happy with that, and then we can think about the next step. You know, but
Then you move the target.
yeah,
Then that foot's not falling asleep on the 10K.
right. Or even just walking the damn dogs.
270. All right, so I mean it's a long way to go, but he's in a steeper deficit. So 2,300. We set him at that comes to a deficit of we're calling it light exercise about 1185. Factored that out. 1185 because we said 3,500 calories in a pound. So by seven, pulling out my calculator, divide 3,500. He should be looking about 2.37 just by that increased deficit. If he's staying close to the numbers I set him at, he should be looking about 2.37 pounds a week. Might even be a little more. Might even be a little more, but the math checks out that he should lose about 2.37. So you've got little caveats in there that, all right, he's on this, you know, anything that might mess. Doggy wants to go find mommy. Come here. Anything that might take this, these are very generic formulas. So his circumstance is not your circumstance. My circumstance is not yours. Everybody's going to be a little different, but this is kind of where I'd start. And then where I'd go from there, if I was figuring out, you know, if I'm working one-on-one, my next step would just be to see how your body reacts to the different things. Are we losing it where we should be? You know, if we're not, that could, you know, maybe we're too high. Have you come in, you know, you come in with a different history. Let's make you a 42-year-old female, Ryan. No, not you. 42-year-old female at 200 pounds. Let's call her 5'3", does light exercise. This young lady tells me that she's been eating 1,000 calories for the past 2 years. 1,000 calories for the past 2 years, and the scale just doesn't want to move. Doesn't want to move. Well, that's because she's been under eating by 1,112 calories for a year daily. 1,001, and her body, your body and your brain have like one end goal is to keep you alive. They want to keep functioning, and they will shut down other things. So she says we're at 1,000. My question is, where the hell do you go from there, right? Cutting would be at 1612. We're already 600 below that. Can't go there. So that's when I start asking questions. Usually we can uncover a couple other things, just dive in a little deeper. Things I've, you know, found along the way might be something like hair loss. Women, there's usually a very telltale sign of I don't get my period anymore. So I've heard that before. I haven't gotten it in 2 years since I've been at this 1,000 calorie range. Anybody know why that might be?
The body's just has to make up for something. You don't have the energy to, don't have the fuel to.
You're basically telling your body at that point, you're excuse me, you're not giving it enough to sustain you. So to sustain, you know, creating another life, then the body's like, I don't have enough resources to do that. I'm not being given enough resources. So that's somebody, you know, where you'd also, I'd say, talk to your doctor about that. Maybe we are, you know, you've been under eating for far too long and we got to get your body back to homeostasis. What's that look like, miss? 1,000 calories a day should be at 2112. We'd have to go up before we go down. And that's a slow journey. That starts slow where I would say we got to go to 1,200. Let's see what happens. Go to 1,200, focus on getting as strong as possible on the way to 1,200. Put on some muscle. Make sure those calories are going to the right place. Let's add another 200. Let's go to 14. All right, 20. If we got to 2112 at that point, I'd probably ask you, are you comfortable? Even though we haven't even lost weight, we've been doing this like 10 weeks. Are we comfortable living there for a little bit? Can we live there for 6 to 8 weeks? Let your body's new normal set in. Can we let this new normal set in before we start subtracting a little bit? Now we put on some muscle mass. We got the body used to 1200 calories or 2100 calories away from 1200. Now we can move closer to that 16-12 range. And at that deficit, you'd probably see a little more change on that journey there. So a little different for everybody. Now, where I find things that get a little even more tricky, let's go back to me. I like to use myself as an example because I know my numbers pretty tight. Call me 210. I'm gonna imagine I didn't gain any weight over Princess. False. I didn't. I got bloated. Bring me back into a cut because I'm trying to trim down for my Hercules costume. So this one's actually not bad, this calculator. Most calculators will severely undershoot the protein target. And that's where a lot of people slip up, I would say, onto that. This is a pretty standard split right here. Moderate carb, so 30% protein, 35% carbs, 35% fats. Yep. Yeah, I've read those two backwards. But it's actually solid for me. It's about 1 gram and change of my body weight. If I was cutting, the only thing I would personally change, I'd move this number, that protein number, a little closer to my target body weight. So my target body weight is now 205. I'd try to get 205 in. I'd look for a little extra reduction there. Lower carb and higher carb. This is, again, things are going to get a little trickier here. Things get a little tricky where Val's training for 19.3 miles. If I throw Val into a set of numbers like this and her carbs are at 20%, I give Val till like mile 4 before she's cursing me. And she's begging for a gummy or a chew or something like that. I need my carbs. I mean, what's the one thing you see at a race expo for sale? You don't see protein bars for sale. You see those
Dude,
gummies.
it's high carbs.
High carbs. So somebody who's a runner, I'm going to lean a little closer to maybe, a higher carb there. But even me, we're talking, got a good amount of women here. Getting those fats into that 20%. I don't like it because hormones are a big thing. If I throw your hormones out of whack, you're going to hate me. You're going to really hate me. So I'm generally going to start somewhere in this range and work it on, one-on-one. I say just eat normal for 2 weeks. That way I can see where we are. You come in and your calories are all right, but your protein's at 100 grams. And I tell you need to get to 213. There's no way you can up your protein by 113 grams over the course of a night, over the course of the night. So, what? It's got a message. Disney themes for this new race weekend are inappropriate for teachers. I don't know what that means. I don't know. They come through. I'm checking them to see if anybody's messaging me from here because I got this screen take over there. Now, so we'd have to work our way towards certain numbers just to get to that fine line. Somebody at 100, and usually it's protein where somebody's like, yeah, I'm everything's okay, but I'm at 100 grams of protein. We got to work our way towards that 200 because you'll never get there if I tell you, let's go from 100 to 200. Right, you cat dude? He got a cat on his lap. Where else did I want to make sure I covered on here? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, everybody is going to be a little bit different based on things. So there's a lot of trial and error. But the thing is, if you're doing the same thing and it's working, stick with it. So if that 500 calorie deficit is working for you, no need to change it. But what people tend to do, they do it for a week and it's like not unlocked, and we haven't gotten the motion we want, so quick to adjust things. People are big time diet jumpers these days. I actually just wrote about a friend that did that, and he's like 7 different diets in and finally decided to call me, and now has things moving in the right direction. Well, I read it, and keto told me this. Keto will cause weight loss right away. You're taking in less carbs, you're holding less water, you're gonna pee a lot. Not the best for a runner because you're not getting carbs. That's what I had my little brain pop in before I got sidetracked there. Larry, did you try the Noogs at the race?
I'm sorry, the what?
The Noogs? There was like a new stand there. It was called Noogs.
No, I didn't. I stuck with my normal, goo and uh the the chews. I can't remember what those gummies are right off. The
So
the
I had
block. No, I didn't try them. How are they? Did you?
absolutely delicious. I tried it. I'm gonna pop this back up. Pop that
Yeah,
off.
I just didn't want to try anything new on race day.
Oh, I tried it the night before. I tried it the night before. Now I'm open and I can catch on in this chat. Dirty bulking is definitely eating Taco Bell. That's what I used to do. Like I had to figure out how to get more calories in, and it was like, okay, easiest path is to just eat. All right, I'm gonna eat something I haven't had in a while, and I think that's where a lot of people will, especially bulking, but people go wrong on these journeys. I've talked about, my staff member who she did the 800 calorie, 600 calorie women's physique competition. And she went in on donuts for like the whole, like the hour after the contest, just because she hadn't had them in forever, and ended up a mess and had to get a little help, up here after the fact because she just had a bad relationship with food. But yeah, that was my little quick macro breakdown. Quick macro breakdown. You got like 15 minutes left. Who wants to chat? Who's got questions as we move towards the tail end of the challenge? People all got your cameras off. Season
Not a
continues.
question, but I was glad I was able to avoid the peanut butter for the week. It wasn't bad. I did okay. I switched to P2 in my yogurt, and I was very happy with it.
You didn't notice a difference? P2, is that the same as PB Fit?
It's the same idea. Yeah, the powdered peanut butter.
And what's up with your hair right now?
Oh, I'm going to Disney tomorrow.
You going tomorrow?
I am. I'm going to Disney tomorrow. I leave tomorrow, so if I have braids in, then I don't have to wash my hair when I'm there.
How long you be there for?
We leave Sunday afternoon.
Well, maybe I'll run into you during my photos pass session that my hetero life may
I will be
provide.
at Animal Kingdom on Friday.
All right. I probably
My
won't be at
favorite
Animal
part.
Kingdom. Probably
That's my
won't be
only
at
park.
Friday.
That's my only park pass. My friend has to go to Epcot on Thursday to get her annual pass magnet, and I will be waiting patiently outside of the International Gateway looking in.
Waiting patiently outside of International Gateway to get in. All right, that sounds like fun. That sounds like fun. I will be there. Hopefully, you get better week weather than we had on Monday.
I got to run outside this morning, and
I saw that.
my soul felt fantastic.
Soul felt fantastic.
It did.
What was the temperature?
It was we hit 50 yesterday and it was around 42 this morning. Um, Almost like a light mist, but it wasn't too, and it felt great.
It was 40 something on 5K day. It was 40 something on 5K day, and
And miserable.
it was
And
miserable.
it was
With that
42.
wind,
Imagine how different it is. 42 was like a soul relieving feeling for me.
I don't mean to be that. I got pixie dusted hard on 5K day. I got pixie dusted like I've never been pixie dusted before.
Would you
And
get a good corral or something?
so we all three of us already had Corral A. Did you hear about this, Kate? Because you kind of laughed. Did somebody tell
No.
you? because
No.
you roll with the same crew.
Yeah.
So we already had Corral A, and we were Adam basically he was like, we got to get there a little early. Get there a little early. We got to meet somebody. And I'm like, all right, we'll get there early. Just let me know when we got to be there. So he works for Coca-Cola, and he's like the Coca-Cola Disney guy now. So he's the sales rep for all of Disney for Coke. He's like their corporate guy, and we meet this lady there because it was a sponsored race. It was sponsored by Corsical or Corsical or how the hell you say that?
Corksicle.
Porksicle.
Corsical?
Corksicle.
Corky?
Just don't
Because
hurt
it was
yourself.
sponsored by them. This lady gave us staff badges and walked us all the way around the corrals, all the way into in front of the stage where we stood with Carissa's husband
Oh
and
my God.
Oh, I
Jeff
saw
Galloway.
Weston.
And we just got to like watch from right here. And like we met Carissa a handful of times, and she comes down and she's like, how the hell are you guys down here? She's like, Weston, did you let them in? Did you did you bring them through here? And he goes, no, they have staff badges. It's like, I don't know what they did. And then right before the race started, they were like, okay, now we're just gonna cut you into the first group. And I was like, this is
So did you start with the elites?
right behind them.
Nice.
Right behind them. I think so. Kay, you know Steph. Steph was like, "Where did you
Yep.
just come from?" Because she was holding the what do you ever call it the little
Oh,
tape.
the tape. Yep.
She was holding the tape, and then out of nowhere, we were in front of her, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "All right." And then
Take your wins.
we marched back to Corral C for the next 2 days.
Hey, listen, C's get degrees, okay? Strong C Corral.
I was sitting there, I'm like, man, I feel like a poor person now. Like I've just been downgraded. Like I was C Corral, but I felt like bougie the day before. Like, oh yeah, it's pre-race. I'm hanging out with Jeff and Weston, and Carissa came down here, and
I'm
you know,
with the band.
it's very cool. Very, yeah, that's what it felt like. I was like, oh my God. And now I'm checking to see which apparently it's a thing called Corporate Alliance. So I'm checking all the races to see which ones are actually part of this. Apparently only the 5K was that weekend.
Mm.
But it was worth it. It was worth it. It was totally awesome experience. See, now when I go to BDR with you on Saturday, that you just march in. Like they don't even check.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, because you stood with us for the
We
half
just
last
moseyed-
year.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
moseyed right in. Like
Yeah.
there's no rhyme or reason to that race.
Mm-mm.
Coda no scratching the floor. He's scratching the floor. What else we got tonight? What do you want to talk about tomorrow? Should I put somebody on the hot seat? Should I cover something in particular?
Is it okay to splurge when I'm at Disney?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not allowed to judge me when you see me drinking beers and eating pizza.
Well, we're
Sorry.
going to World of Beer, so
Yeah, so it's going to be a judgment-free zone, right?
is it your same agenda as last year where you're going to do that and then go to baseline?
That's the hope, yeah.
That's the hope.
Yep. I mean, Joe and I are at Dan and Steph's whim since it's their car. But yeah,
It's their car.
yeah. I would assume that that's our plan.
I love that
I'm-
you guys are all going to the pizza. Oh, I'm supposed to work out with Dan and Steph on Thursday. I gotta message them.
Yeah,
I gotta message them. See
I
what's
was texting her this morning about that because I was asking her. I asked her if their timeshare has a gym with weights because Joe and I are running 2 other days besides BDR, and I said I'm gonna have at least one of Tom's strength workouts to do.
It was
So.
weird seeing Joe's wife there, no Joe.
I know that was her first solo trip.
She did great.
Yeah.
She did great. She was a social butterfly. I got to tell him to shut his face. Stop talking smack. He's a smack talker. Oh. Val, I got to convert your water challenge because you gave me liters. How do we feel? Do we feel hydrated after water?
I converted the total.
You converted the total?
Yeah, today.
Now go take a look. I'll go take a look. I might even just have to give Heather a prize because she filled out my little chart that I made while I play on Canva late at night.
I saw that and I felt like I, I there was no way I was doing that. I felt like a slacker that she did that.
I might have gotten dehydrated towards the second half of the week.
Mm.
So, Disney dehydration, it's a little different. It's a
I
little,
have it here. My total was 23.2 liters, and I think that it's like 784 ounces.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. 784. I'll take that. We're gonna take that. You are you surviving without your gym boss?
Oh, can you believe that?
Val broke
I put it in the washer.
yeah. Michelle just threw up in her mouth thinking about it.
Yeah, because it was so hot on Sunday, on Saturday when I ran, that I just got to my house and took it off and shoved it in the washer. And yeah, and I realized about it when I took it out. Yeah,
You realized after you took it out.
yeah. I was hanging my vest, and there it was, looking at me.
Oh, okay.
What can I do? It kind of works.
It kind of works.
Yeah.
When do you get here?
I'm gonna get a new one when I'm there. So yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have that in Argentina, right? It's hard to find.
No, it's not hard to find. It doesn't
It,
exist.
it doesn't exist.
No,
You're gonna wait till you
nobody.
go to the expo, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna get it there because nobody run walks here. Like no one. So why do I need a gym bus? Yeah.
Why? The run and walk saves. We did that at
Yeah.
the start. We followed Mr. Earl, and then we closed it out with CC and Katie for the last 2 miles because we were starting to feel it. And also we stopped. Does anybody else do that run, walk, and float between the groups? Or is that just
I love running with Cece and Katie. They are so funny.
just try getting brunch with them? They're a lot.
I can't imagine just running in their pacer group is a riot.
They were they were feeling good after the race. They were feeling very good after the race. They might have turned the Mimosa flight board from Whispering Canyon into like a back slapping paddle, a booty slapping paddle, like the frats have. So, Brett,
I noticed that are there air holes in it to make it go faster?
there are. There are.
So
Brunch
this
got a little
dazed and
reckless.
confused image up in my brain.
Brunch got a
I'm
lot.
thinking Animal House.
Yes, Animal House, Larry. That's what it was like.
Or dazed and confused.
Yep, dazed and confused. You know, I think the best part of the race weekend for, I mean, outside of like getting pixie dusted there, I got to meet a bunch of you out there. Hopefully, I meet more of you in person at springtime. And then I had, I want to say there was 3 or 4 of you. Hopefully they watched the replay because I don't think any of them are actually currently on with us. 3 or 4 that had serious concerns about crossing that finish line. They weren't sure they were going to make it. And it said, just do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. And, you already paid for it. You already paid for the trip. You're coming. Just go out there. If you get swept, at least try to make it to Magic Kingdom for your castle shot. But have fun with it. And I went and I was just tracking everybody. I was going through the little results page and searching everybody's name. And I got to confirm they all finished, especially the ones I didn't hear from. Those are the ones I was really concerned about. So I like seeing everybody finish. It was fun. I'm just talking now. I covered all I want to do tonight. What do you want to talk about tomorrow? Nothing. We'll talk about Wicked. If nobody's got a topic for tomorrow, I'll put two more people on the hot seat. And if anybody's on here right now that wants me to dive into their numbers in front of anybody, let me know. Any volunteers? I feel like it's just me, Michelle, Ryan, Val chit-chatting tonight, and a little bit of Kate. Larry chimes in. Everybody else is probably eating dinner or working out right now. You're so quiet. Even Season's quiet, and Season was throwing me off because she's on Mark's phone. What?
Have you talked about active recovery before?
You want me
I
to do a
haven't
little
been on
active,
every call.
you want me to do a little active recovery?
Yeah.
All right.
What to do when you're like really sore,
I can do
other
active
than like,
recovery. Other than foam roll?
yeah.
You're still feeling it from the weekend?
I'm feeling it in my ankles. Yeah.
Feeling the ankles?
Yeah.
What is your next race? Remind me.
Springtime, 10K.
Springtime 10K. So I see you again.
Yep.
She's doing all
No.
three.
Yep. She is.
She's got the same kind of problems I do. They're good
Yeah.
ones.
And she's going to keep doing all three with the hopes that someday they, make it a legacy?
Perfect.
A perfect. So
Does
she wants
anybody know
to,
about that? Who's familiar with that system? So you can be a perfect princess or a perfect princess challenge, right?
yeah.
So I just started getting back into it right around then. And I signed up for the Tower of Terror 10 miler. I did Toy Story 10 miler. Then I did the challenge last year. So with this year's challenge, would that mean year five I'd be eligible for at least like a 10 miler perfect?
I heard that they weren't going to have perfect at
Yeah.
all for springtime.
Oh man, Larry, every party's
Yeah,
got
they're
This
not.
is what I've heard.
That's what we heard too. But she's doing him anyway in case they ever change their mind. She'll be
I
perfect.
heard the
ready to
same
go.
thing.
you heard the same thing. That sucks.
I'm gonna be perfect at the Disneyland Halloween.
Oh,
And
Disney.
she's gonna stay perfect at Disneyland Halloween also.
Are you guys going out for that or just her?
Yeah, no, I'm going.
After this weekend, I had so much fun at Princess that I think I got the bug. I think you got the
But
bug.
About Halloween, if it'll be or not.
our big trip's in April for the London Marathon.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That's gonna be awesome. I think as soon as my Wheel of Fortune winnings come in, I'm going to jump in on Halloween. The race director said it is their best Halloween course for the 10K. He was like, it's going to be amazing. It's like, I know I'm the race director and I'm supposed to say that, but out of all the courses we have this year, that one is my favorite. So I should do it. Is
Yeah.
anyone else going out for that one? No, they're all anti-Halloween. Val, you want to come?
I do, but it's my anniversary and JJ can't travel, so I don't think I can.
JJ is such a party pooper.
He's not.
Every time I feel like I'm a badass, Val tells me about her husband and like the 1,000 miler he's training for or something. Then I just question all my life chart choices. What's his turn? What's his big one he's training for?
Now he's training for a 110 Ks on the Andes here. It's a pretty tough trail race, but the big one he wants to do is like a one in the States that is called Cocodona. That it's, I don't know, like 300 miles. It's just something that it's, yeah, unthinkable.
God bless him. God bless him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow him and throw bananas at him.
I'll stick with my princess races.
Yeah, me too.
All right. If you're coming back tomorrow, I'll see you then. If you want me to grill you like I did Michelle last week, let me know. We'll go through all your fun info on here. And if not, I see you tomorrow night.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.